Hello everybody, this is Prowl and welcome to a huge Minecraft Bedrock update. We've just gotten 1.18.30. It just came out minutes ago actually, and this patch is the combination of about 2 months worth of parity changes, bug fixes, and a few feature add-ons that are probably some of the biggest things that we've had on Bedrock Edition in an extremely long time. Things like shulker duplication, 64-bit seeds to completely match Java Edition, and a whole lot more stuff. They're even bringing the Deep Dark and the Warden over to the full version, but hidden behind the experimental feature. That way, if you want to try it out without downloading the beta or the preview, you can do just that. So let's scroll down through here. We're going to go over all the important patch notes and then we'll jump in game for each one that we see that looks interesting enough to actually take a look at. Let's go. So starting from the top here, updated create new world experience. They have updated the screen that you go to create a new world. Now I can't show you in the live version because this is something that they're going to be rolling out gradually, but it is available in the previews. If I go to the preview here, I click on create new world, I can switch to the new UI. Now I think in the full version, it's not going to be an option. You're just going to get the new screen, right? So if I go over here, this is what the create new world screen looks like. It's a lot different. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to if you're kind of familiar or used to just scrolling down through and being able to click on everything you need. You kind of have different screens that you're going to have to go through now to set all the options the way you want. It's meant to make it easier to know where to go for different options, like putting all the experiments under one area. That way players that aren't familiar with what these are probably wouldn't even go to there, and they don't have to worry about that being on their screen. But this is where you can do all the options. It gives you descriptions. It's a lot more modernized than the old screen. So I know some people may or may not like it, but once you get used to it, it's just going to be one of those things that's not really going to matter to you beyond that point. So going down here, this is a big one and it's probably going to be seen as a negative one to all my MCPE players out there. If you're playing on a mobile device, this is really important for you. Render Dragon, which is the newer rendering engine that PC has been on for about a year, and then before that, all the consoles had already been on this. It is now moved over to Android, iOS. The Switch apparently was not on this yet. I did not know that. And older Windows 10 builds. So what this means is, unfortunately, if you were using shaders before, say you went to MCPEDL, downloaded some cool looking shaders, they're not going to work anymore because shaders currently do not work for Render Dragon. Now, something was said by one of the developers that is on this team in the RTX Discord server about how they are looking to make it so shaders are possible on Render Dragon, but they won't really be like they are today. They're going to, instead of giving it an open source type thing and letting shader creators go in and really just mess with everything, it sounds like they're gonna kind of do it like add-ons are done now, to where they're gonna give you access to change, modify, and do hopefully a large list of things, and will give you the ability to modify the experience of the game visually. They're doing this so that way it can be done on all platforms. It'll work for PC, mobile, and console, which also means it's probably going to be something that hits the marketplace. So if it's something that you're concerned with, there are feedback posts regarding Render Dragon and third-party shaders on the feedback site. I would check that out and upvote that if your loss of shaders is something that is going to be a big deal to you, and just let Mojang know how you feel about it in a constructive way. Next are some bits with world generation, and the big note to know here is that the seeds on Bedrock Edition are now 64-bit seeds, meaning there are trillions of additional, maybe even more than that, I don't know the number. Somebody in the comment section, give me the number. Hundreds of trillions, something like that, of additional seeds available, meaning there's more possible worlds available. More importantly, what this means that is, if you create a world on Bedrock Edition, no matter what world seed number that is, Java Edition could pull it up and get the same thing, and vice versa. If you have a friend, a family member, a content creator that you follow on Java Edition, and you want to play the same world seed as them, no matter what the seed is, now it is possible for you to pull that up and it'd be the same thing. This is a huge one. This has to do with hunger. And we're going to jump in game. Actually, I can't even show this anymore. You'd have to go back and see some of my old videos to see this. Before, when you would run around in game, jump around, that sort of stuff, your hunger bar is depleted extremely fast. And if I come over here in my survival empire world where I'm building two huge empires that are going to be going to war with each other, and I run around and jump, usually by now, my hunger bar, it would be depleting already. And it's not. It's going to take a lot longer for that hunger bar to deplete. And that's really awesome. It's so nice because you had to go through food like crazy. And now I can run around and hop around like a bunny rabbit on Easter all I want to. And we're going to be able to keep going. And the hunger bar, it's still there. It's still going strong. Here's another one. Shulkers now have a chance to spawn another shulker when hit by a shulker projectile. This is Java parity from all the way back when 1.17 came out almost a whole year ago. They added in shulker duplication to Java edition and somehow forgot to add it into Bedrock edition. So here it is 10 months later, and you can now duplicate shulkers. What does that mean? This means that if I'm out here, these shulkers, I've messed up. I have messed up. These shulkers, they can shoot each other and it'll duplicate them and make more shulkers. Oh, this is not going to be good. Well, okay. I didn't make a shulker farm to show you this, but just know that it'll make more shulkers and I'm going to die. Moving on from there, we have a number of ones related to mobs, basic things like items being actually pulled towards the mob that is picking it up rather than just kind of appearing in their hand. Drown light level spawning is fixed. Bees are no longer getting angry when you destroy a beehive using Silk Touch. You can leash untamed wolves before you can only leash tamed wolves. Mobs can't spawn on campfires anymore. Ravagers will actually attack the Wandering Trader now. I think this is a good one. Maybe we need to see this one played out live. And they all went invisible. This is upsetting. I have a way to handle this. Problem solved. And mobs spawned from a dispenser are now persistent. Those are all matching Java edition. Some of them are more bug fixes than they are parity changes, but they all make the parity category. We have some stuff with blocks. This one right here is huge. This was found by Rufus Atticus, aka Reed Cartwright, and it has to do with how fast crops grow. It was found that half of our random ticks were basically getting thrown into trash, and basically what that means was things that rely on random tick rate, like cactus, coarse flower, crops, grass, pointed dripstone, saplings, I think even copper, although they may have manually changed copper before this to make it match right despite this bug. Those things have been updated. So things like sugarcane farms and crops and stuff should now have a faster growth rate. And those farms are going to be, I think, anywhere from like 33 to 50% like faster than they were before. Maybe even almost double, twice as fast as they used to be. So that's a really big and welcome change. Basically, my sugarcane farm here on Survival Empire just got about twice as fast. I'll take that any day. TNT blocks are now properly moving in a random direction when they're lit. Glow lichen is no longer generating and hanging in the air inside a stronghold. Some more glow lichen changes through here. Azaleas and lily pads are now broken by flowing water. The player's arm no longer twitches while charging a bow. That's been awkward for the longest time. There's been a ton of changes having to do with combat and damage. Now, I'm not going to go over this whole section in full, but a lot of these changes are parity related changes. A lot of them are going to make Bedrock Edition slightly harder, but ever so slightly harder. And some things will be improvements, like netherite armor will now reduce more damage than diamond armor. There wasn't really a difference in damage between the two. Netherite armor made no sense. Now it does. So there's going to be a lot of different changes to deal with combat here. This should bring a little bit more challenge to the game. It's not going to make things as hard as Bedrock or Java Edition is, but it's going to be a step in the right direction to difficulty parity. Villagers have had a slew of changes made to make them in parity with Java Edition. Now, for places like my trading hall here, unfortunately, it's not going to mean that villagers that have already been traded with are going to change. I believe they'll stay the same if they're locked in. But second of all, you're not going to get those additional trades that you get on Java Edition. For example, if this were a armor smith, unfortunately, we would not be getting all of the diamond armor trades all together. So Java Edition still gets more trades due to their UI being different, but trade values and things that we can get from those trades have been changed, such as the cleric offering us a glowstone block rather than a piece of glowstone dust for a trade. So still some positive changes in parity has been made. Now this one's supposed to be a big one, but I've been watching and I don't see it happening. Farmer villagers can now use bone meal on crops and can turn excess seeds into bone meal at their composter. I got the game loaded up here. These dudes have seeds. He's got seeds. If I go over here, this dude, he's got seeds. Here, look. I'll move this out the way even though that should not matter. Seeds. Take them. They're full on seeds. He's not composting. Why aren't you composting? This one might still be broke. I can't tell. This next one here often confuses people. Experimental features, and it's talking about the deep dark biome, ancient cities, the warden, skulk box, darkness effect, allay, boat with chest, goat horn, changes to the axe. Why was that not added in yet? That's interesting. And spectator mode. These are all huge, but they're not in the full game yet. If you go to create new world, make whatever world you want to, right? And if you go all the way down to the experimental features, you click on wild update. And just to be safe, we're gonna click vanilla experiments too. I'm not sure if you need both or just one of them. So we're gonna click on both of them. We're gonna click create. This is what gives you access to those features. It's for people that cannot or do not get into the Minecraft preview, which is a, okay, I had to turn RTX off. For people that are in the preview that are not in, or people that do not want to get or have to deal with the Minecraft preview. So you can come into a world just like this and then see and test out those features for yourself, which is pretty awesome. Now, I'm not sure, I don't think they added the spectator mode in yet. So if you want to try spectator mode for yourself, you cannot do it here. See, it's not there. But if you type in / game mode 6, while you have cheats enabled, it'll throw you into spectator mode. And now we can ghost through blocks and fly around underneath the world. Oh, wow. They don't have the full rendering in here, right? This is like the old rendering. Oh no. Oh no. Let's try this. What? Oh, yep. Nope. That's not good at all. Let me switch over to the preview. So if you hop over here to Minecraft preview, we fly up in there first. I'm Steve, but it's fine. We could be Steve. Game mode 6. We go to game mode 6 here. Oh, see, that updates properly. They did not update that properly in the update. I'm gonna have to let the devs know this. So they made a change and added in spectator mode. Now it looks like, unfortunately, what they did in the experimental mode in the main version is they implemented the old spectator mode, where it had all the old rendering issues. You were still basically in creative mode, just with a few additional things that you could do. Whereas what we have here is a much more full featured creative or a spectator mode that has almost everything implemented that needs to be there. Now they're still working on it. They're not taking feedback posts or anything like that on it at this time, but I'll be sure to let them know that it looks like the right spectator mode was not ported over or enabled in the latest update. Because as you can see, this is pretty awesome to be able to go through and find caves in a world if you're seed searching or trying to find ancient cities or whatever the case may be. Like, look, here's an ancient city right here. We found it just by flying around underground. And like all ancient cities do, it looks quite awesome. But that's not what this update video is about. So let's move on. And then we have a whole lot of fixes, things from a bunch of performance and stability changes, including fix a crash that could occur when stopping a Bedrock dedicated server. Interesting. I'm running some servers for my members and patrons. Become a member or patron if you would like to join those servers. So this one is always, it keeps creeping back into the game. Fix an issue where the mending enchantment could not always correctly consume XP orbs to repair. This has been really, really annoying. And I kind of want to check and see if it's actually fixed. Let's hop into a world again. So I should be able to go up here to the general mob farm on Survival Empire that I just recently built and flick it on. And we should see our XP only come to our tool and not go to our experience bar if this is working right. And we should get a pretty quick repair on our pickaxe given that change. Oh, look, our elytra is mended all the way up, which is good. Yeah, the XP bar, it's not moving at all. We're getting XP only where it's supposed to go. This bug has come and gone numerous times over the last couple of years. Hopefully it's gone for the good this time, but I can confirm we are properly getting XP. Mending up your tools and getting XP in general should be a little bit easier. So we have a number of other like good gameplay fixes here, but I worked my way down and I got to this. Fix the furnace exploit where items could be duplicated if the output slot was selected. And this made me think about, I don't know if they're referring to it or not, but it made me think about the XP glitch that they added into the game a few months ago. Like it was a really big deal. Then it disappeared. Like they took it out really quick. They hot fixed it. So I thought, oh, let me go and try that out. So here we are on the Survival Empire world. And if I go here and I pick these copper ingots up over and over again, I'm getting experience points. Do I still have my macro enabled? Look at it go. Oh gosh, I don't know. Oh man, I just went from 44 to 89 levels in like 3 seconds. The XP glitch is back, everybody. Use it for a limited time if that's your thing, because it won't be here for long. My guess is it's hot fixed within about a week, but it's here for now. So if you don't remember how to use it, grab any item that has already been smelted, like baked potatoes or like item that can have been smelted. Diamonds usually work best, although I don't have a full stack of diamonds because I've been using them all. Do I have diamonds? I might not have diamonds, but iron, a full stack of gold actually works just the same as diamonds do. Gold ingots, a full stack of iron can work decent as well, even copper, any of those things. And then take it over to any furnace. It doesn't matter if it's been used before, just place down anything. And all you do, it doesn't matter if anything's in this slot. It doesn't matter if anything's in this slot. Take an item, put it in your third slot, the stack of copper ingots, iron ingots, whatever, and just click back and forth just like this, and it'll give you 64 of that item's worth of XP from being smelted every single time. So use that at your own risk if you want to, in accordance with whatever servers and realms that you play on. If they ban that kind of stuff, don't do it. Don't get yourself in trouble. If it's your own single player world or your server administrator doesn't care, then have at it, because it won't be here for long. And moving on from that awesomeness, we have a lot of updates to mobs. And I don't think I'm going to go through every single one of these because there's quite a number of them. But we have things such as villagers no longer avoiding zombified piglins because zombified piglins don't attack them. So that makes sense, right? Villagers will hold the item in their hand if they want to trade. If you have emeralds in your hand, so that's there. They fixed some pathing issues with azalea blocks, drip leaf blocks, pointed dripstone, and a number of other things having to do with movement by and jumping of mobs. They fixed a minor issue with iron farms where if you had a block exactly 6 blocks above the bed, the center bed of the village, and don't ask me how to know the center bed, just know that if you had a block exactly 6 blocks above the center bed of the village, it would shut down the iron farm. It would stop working altogether. So this right here is the fix to that. Shulkers no longer like to occupy the same block as another shulker. Now, when I was doing testing on this previously, this is true when it comes to initial spawning, but if they duplicate themselves, I believe they can and will duplicate themselves on the same block. It can happen on a block that's not the same block, but they can also duplicate themselves on the same block as well. And then finally, there's the rest, a whole bunch of technical updates that are going to talk about a number of things that may or may not matter to you. A lot of these will have to do with the add-on community, people that make maps and add-ons and do scripting and that sort of thing can go through here and find any particular changes that they may see fit. This will be linked in the description down below, by the way, the whole changelog here. They do go into more detail. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you about Render Dragon being taken, the old HAL system of rendering graphics, the actual old graphics engine now being completely gone, and the fact that people are going to be losing their ability to make custom shaders. And it seems like they know that people aren't going to be happy about this. And they're talking about making a way to deliver that sort of capability to players in a officially supported way. And this is the big thing, an officially supported way. What I'm hoping does not happen from this, and unfortunately it probably will, it's probably going to be like the difference that we have on mods versus add-ons. On Java Edition, mods can go a lot further. They can do a whole lot more than add-ons can for Bedrock Edition. And I believe shaders are going to go that way. So shaders like you used to have on Bedrock, shaders like you see on Java Edition, they'll likely be able to do a lot more and go a lot further, and in this case look a lot better in theory than anything that we'll probably get in this officially supported way from Mojang. I hope I'm wrong. I could be wrong because I don't know for sure, but that's just my guess based on how other features of the game and facts of the game work and how limited adding officially supported things in versus it being truly open to where anything can be changed is. I get why they're doing it, but it doesn't mean we all have to like it. So in any event, I appreciate y'all being here with me for the update. Wasn't a whole lot of us doing stuff in game just because the update was so big. I wanted to make sure I touched on all the points. The XP glitch is back. Don't forget about that. And I appreciate y'all being here, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget, click the like button to get this video seen by more people. Subscribe to the channel to see update videos, beta videos, tutorials, and the Survival Empire series. And I'll see you next time. Bye.